I think, like I say, society's led us down so long down the wrong path. So you're saying this book is to kind of strip you back and then be able to go down and...
It's regaining your power. My book is about regaining your power. The majority of people out there don't think they have any power. They don't understand the power that we have. The power that we have to create exactly what we want. Look at, was it Roger Bannister? Was it Bannister, the 4-minute mile? Yeah. Right, before he did the 4-minute mile, everyone said it couldn't be done. Everyone said, no, they can't do that. As soon as he broke it, everyone broke it afterwards. Why is that? Because until they knew that a human could break that, their minds couldn't allow it to be conceived. And that just makes you understand that, it's all locked in here. People just don't understand that. We're socially programmed to create limitations, and we will only actually go outside of those limitations once we know someone else can achieve it, and it's been proved. A lot of people will only want will actually state goals only if they know they can achieve them, because they're scared of looking stupid. So much ego plays in here. People are ruled by their egos, and it's holding them back from their true potential.
I think that I've said this before, and I'll say it again, that it's strange almost to hear you say that, coming from what we perceive military guys to be like, to hear you say about this visualization and stripping back the ego and that sort of stuff. It's amazing to hear. I'm excited for this to go out as well. I want to throw some words at you. It's not quick fire. It's just whatever you think when it comes to mind. Yeah. And the first one I want to start with, because I know you spoke about it quite a lot, is doubters. Doubters.
Feel sorry for them. At the end of the day, allow that to give you power. Don't allow their doubt to be contagious. You know what I mean? There's two ways you can. There's two ways you can go. You can go left and right on that one. Doubt can allow them to almost let that seed of doubt be contagious. But just reframe that and think, I'm going to prove you wrong.
Quitters. Sorry.
Quitters. I don't know. I was going to say losers. Quitters. Don't quit. Don't ever quit. Persistence beats resistance. That for me, quitters is failure. But also understand that failure is, success is a series of failures. So people that quit, the only people that fail are people that quit. If that stops you from achieving your goals, then you have failed. You're embracing failure.
The hard path.
The hard path is the only path. At the end of the day, you have to push through that short-term discomfort for any long-term gain, and that is the ethos of Breakpoint. But nothing comes easy. A lot of people say that there were so many obstacles in the path. The obstacles are the path. And it is always short-term. It's a case of just pushing through that short-term discomfort. Embrace the discomfort. That's where you grow.
Success
is a series of failures. Success is a series of failures. You've got to keep on to achieve anything in life. To achieve success in life, you must fail and keep on failing. And always, when you start always know that if you're failing throughout your life, as long as you're not repeating the same failures, that you're growing at the same time.
You spoke about this, so I'm excited to hear this one. Ego.
Ego is a big one, and ego is the one thing that's going to hold you back from anything. One thing you've got to learn to be is an emotional observer, and that's not just with ego, that's with everything. That's aggression, that's with every kind of emotion, that's with fear. And once you learn to observe your emotions, such as ego, I'm not egoless. We've all got ego. It serves a purpose in some circumstances. But I know through any situation, I know when ego's coming in, I can stop it before it gets there. You know what I mean? But that is because I am an observer of my emotions. It's the same with everything. If I can explain that in probably a little bit better, is the fact that you imagine a fast-flowing stream. When you're consumed by your emotions, you're in that fast-flowing stream. When you become an observer of your emotions, you're stood on the side of the riverbank choosing which emotions you want to align with. But really, and the way to do that, because that can sound quite confusing, is it's about breathe, recalibrate, deliver, okay? And that is not taking action straight away on instinct, straight away all the time. It's about, in a pressured situation, cortisol increases in our system, which causes confusion. The only way you can deal with that is through breathing, okay? To lower cortisol, deep breaths allow clarity and not confusion, and then you can make the right decisions. But saying that, you have to do that within 5 seconds.
Would you, just whilst we're on that, your breathing technique that you spoke about, would you be able to explain that? I think that could help quite a lot of people.
Typically in a pressured situation, and they do teach this in special forces in some countries now, but breathe, it's all down to your breathing. What basically happens when we go into a pressured situation, that could be a negotiation in business, it can be being shot at, it can be being attacked by a monkey. Whatever it is, your breathing becomes erratic. It's your fight or flight response starting to take over, okay? But what happens through that is your cortisol level starts to increase, and that causes confusion. Again, our heads can only handle 5 to 9 pieces of information at any one time. In a stress situation, it's only 1 to 2. So really in that moment, by first of all controlling your breathing, you breathe, that allows that clarity of thought. You then focus only 1 to 2 things that matter at that moment in time. That's triaging the situation. So that's what we call recalibrate. Recalibrate is getting rid of things that don't matter. Like that situation I was in when I was in Iraq and I was being shot at, I was going 140 k's an hour. I was driving the car, I had to shoot, all that stuff going on. If I didn't have a controlled pattern of breathing in that moment, I'd have lost it. But that's recalibration. And then once you recalibrate and get rid of everything that doesn't matter, you're focused on what you need to do. That's when you deliver. So breathe, quick breaths, controlled breaths, recalibrate, focus on what you need to, and then deliver the action.
Well, is it 4 seconds in? I can't remember.
It is, but it depends on the situation.
Right,
the last thing you want to do, if you know you're going into a situation, well, I know I'm going into a pressured situation, whatever it is, you can start that box breathing, it's called. So breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4, and it's that control pattern, okay? When you find yourself in a situation, you don't get the luxury of that time. You know what I mean? You've got to take action. But you've got to focus on having a controlled pattern of breathing. Now, one thing to do is make sure that you breathe out, okay, first. Because that sends a message to your head that the situation is okay. It just sends a message. That's just a shortcut. But then you need to get into a pattern of breathing. But if you're about to be killed, don't start going on. Mindset. Mindset is everything. It's mindfulness. And everyone's got to understand that nothing happens in your physical world, or everything happens in your physical world as a product of your mindset. Until you're mentally prepared, you're never physically ready. So whatever it is you're doing, and if you want to know what you think about, look at your life. That's what you think about. And if you want to improve that, you need to improve your thinking.
There was one thing, this is away from, it's something I forgot to ask about, and it might be completely irrelevant to this. It was, you spoke about I think it was in the Marines, the grey man mentality, the grey man. And you reminded me when you was on about the project in Thailand. When I heard you describing the grey man, I thought that an everyday person could benefit from that. It's not about the bravado. It's about that guy in the corner, as you described it, the guy in the corner. Do you think that has a benefit to be that observant person?
I think being the grey man is how you need to deal with everything. I learned this more than anything on Special Forces selection. If you're right at the front, and the thing is with Special Forces selection, you're not looking for the fastest and the strongest, you're looking for the person that gives the most. But, there's one thing about being the grey man, and they're the people that you look at. They're the people that are the interesting characters. The ones at the front, they just get themselves highlighted. That's all about ego. So they're ego-driven. But the person that can reserve themselves and sit in the pack and not be the worst, but not be the best, and just take in the information in the center of the pack, they're the ones that will deliver at the end of the day. You know, it's not the people that need to be seen to be at the front.
I love the idea of it, the concept of it as well. Like, there's just something about it that's unbelievable. Is that what the project was named after in Thailand?
Yeah, it was, and we just started again. So, like I said in the book, that you know we had to disband the Grey Man. I've just started it in the UK now. So, Grey Man Rescue we're looking into rescue kids. So it started up again.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is there anything? I really am so happy about what we've covered. Is there anything that you would want to cover at all?
Mate. 1 metre square.
1 metre square.
1 metre square, elite performance psychology. Right. This is because everything at the moment you'll see soon, but 1 metre square. We've got to be careful what we say on here because everything's getting rebranded 1 metre square. Let me mention about 1 metre square though, what it's all about. You know, 1 metre square, you know, in pressured situations, especially in the special forces, but you know, in any pressured situation, what you have to do, you know, when all around you is falling apart, you have to forget about everything on the outside world. You have to bring it down into 1 metre square, okay, and just focus on your immediate environment. And that is making sure that everything in your environment is still moving forward. It still has momentum, and that is 1 metre square psychology. That's what me and Foxy talk about a lot. So there's big things to come with 1 metre square.